Off air. Hey, hello one, hello all. Welcome to this Saturday, March 2nd edition of Greta. I don't know why I said set the date because we're not covering this ever again in this format.
Saturday edition as opposed to the Friday or Sunday editions, which are going to be
the March 2nd edition. Yeah, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Joining me, as you just saw, is Cecil of the Horror Show. Cecil, say hi.
Hi.
So you were at a screening of the movie Greta. So you've had a couple of days to sit on it. I literally just got back maybe an hour ago.
That's what I feel like I've done is sit on it. Man alive, this movie was fantastic.
yeah. I did my letterboxd ranking and I put it. I went to my score first. I put the score in and then ranked it by the score, and it's currently at the bottom. At the bottom of 2019.
Okay. You know, I have Letterboxd. I don't know how to navigate it that well, but I'll need to figure that out. Thank you very much. Yeah, I know how to rank, or I know how to rate them and stuff, but I don't know how to get to my ranking or show my list or whatever. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. But anywho's, let's talk about the movie.
First thoughts, just a quick summary of what you thought of the movie.
Fuego and I saw this early. We have our non-spoiler review up, but neither of us were big fans. This movie, to me, was just stuff we've seen done a million times over and better. And you know, it was a war of the pouty lips that just wasn't really interesting at all. Like, it was really predictable from the very get-go. From the first time the neighbors make noise, you're like, oh, okay.
Neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. Like, everyone in the theater was. But here's the weird thing about it, CP, and this is the weird thing we had to note in our review. It got a round of applause at the end. Like, the screening, like, probably 80% of the people really liked this movie. However, a group of young ASU student girls did not like it. So I would have thought that this would have been more up their alley as maybe a thriller stalker movie for people that hadn't seen thriller stalker movies that had done it way better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I said that to Emily. I said, you know what? If you've never seen a stalker movie, this might be okay. Like, if you have no knowledge of single white female, insert Fatal Attraction, insert stalker movie here. If this is your first foray into the genre, then maybe. But it's like you said, it's just so been done before. The writing, like, I really try not to talk shit about writing because you never know, like, what was done on the fly, and it's hard to rate scripts as far as I'm concerned because you never know, like, what the director's feeling and what kind of alterations are done. But it's fucking weak. The screenplay is fucking weak and just doesn't make sense. There's a scene where what's her tits? Speaking of pouty lips, what the fuck's the main
Chloe
girl?
Grace Moretz?
Yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz.
Man, I've loved her since she was Hit Girl.
Yikes!
I'm just kidding.
Yikes!
No, I have enjoyed her as an actress, though. She was a great Hit Girl, and she was actually, I really liked Let Me In, and I actually liked her turn as Carrie too. So
yeah.
I'm actually a big fan of the actress, to be honest with you.
No, I agree. I'm talking about the screenplay at this point. There's a line.
No, I'm with you on that. It's a terrible fucking screenplay.
There's one line where, like, she's a waitress. She's at the restaurant, and I don't know. This is a mild spoiler, I guess. The woman follows her, and she has herself seated at one of her tables. I think it's in the trailer, actually. But when CGM goes back to the bar to ask for her drinks, whatever, the bartender goes, "Oh, is that your stalker?" And Chloe Moretz goes, "Yeah." And then the bartender goes, "Good luck." I'm like, wait, what? What do you mean, good luck?
She does call the cops later when she says call the cops. Like, so I guess at that point it just hadn't escalated yet, but it was still really dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. Like, did the bartender not take her seriously, or was that like what the fuck was that?
Here's what didn't make sense to me. I don't care how mousy of a character you are. If you're being held against your will by like a 70-year-old woman, you're going to take a shot or two.
Yeah.
Like, and that it just, she doesn't fight for anything. Like, she's just is like so mousy and so like, oh, timid and everything that she doesn't take even a shot at this old bag that would drop like a bag of bones.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And however, conversely, they did make the bag of bones pretty creepy when the scene, again, I'm trying not to spoil, the scene in which she's kind of dancing around the room a little bit. I thought that was actually okay. Like, you know, where, you know, someone's there and she kind of dances up to them. They just show her feet kind of prancing up.
Third act stuff. The stuff you're talking about right now is third act.
Right, right. I liked that, though. I thought that was cool stuff.
John Kyle Stanton, thank you. Cecil, is a war of the pouty lips a bad thing?
Not if you have like Angelina Jolie versus Jessica Alba. I'd be all about that war of the pouty lips. But this was Chloe Grace Moretz versus talented old woman actress A,
who's got a bunch of French awards that Emily's telling me about.
Although I did like when she spouted the little bit of Hungarian at one point. I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
ooh.
Some pig Latin. Paul, don't go see it tonight. Paul,
no. Don't. Save your money. Save your money. Go.
He works at a theater, so he might get that I work here discount. So.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's what we said in our review. Free 99 was the perfect price.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Honestly, that's I would not have been happy had I paid for this movie. However, had I not gotten the screening, I would have at least paid for it on VOD to see, you know, because I have those lists I got to do at the end of the year and everything. And
I know nothing about what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, certainly not, Mr. 5-part or 6-part The List or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christmas.
Yeah. So, am I the only person that thought that I haven't seen your review. I don't watch reviews of movies that I don't watch. So, and again, I only just got back. I don't know why I'm defending myself. So I don't know. I guess the preface was, I don't know what your thought process is, but
bullshit. You watched our review, you fucking liar.
I didn't. I really didn't.
No shit. Not many people did. It's okay.
And for good reason. I wouldn't have interest in this movie anyway. But it felt so uneven, like with the pacing, like everything that happens that like there's cliche stuff. What's her tits from It Follows. I expected things to happen to her fairly early in the movie. Mika Malone, is that her name?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I was actually. She was really underwhelming. I will say that.
Oh yeah, like vapid.
They did do something at least later on, and I'll tell you the turn that she took later on got an applause break in the screening that I was in.
Did you not see that? Like a fucking freight train from 2 miles away? Though?
I didn't, but I had kind of
really
checked out from the movie, honestly.
Oh,
I was like, okay, how's it going to happen? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, I just had decided not to put any more brain power into it.
Yeah, no, but like that, all this stuff that we're talking about is third act stuff, and it kind of happens halfway through the third act, where it's just like, you guys could have really spread this out. Like, it was just really strange how the movie gets presented. It's just so unevenly paced.
I agree, especially after the thing that usually would have happened like at the midpoint happens to start the third act, and at that point you're like, okay, where are we going to go from here? And then it's like, oh, we're just literally just waiting as things unfold, and it's like honestly, I'm sitting there waiting, drumming my fingers, waiting for the movie to happen. Right. And it's like, it's not like I'm engaged in what's going on. I'm literally just like waiting. Okay, how is this going to play out? How is blah, 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 going to get blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, and all this stuff. And it's not engaging, even though all we found ourselves talking about in the last few minutes is third act stuff. That to the most engaging part of the movie. The rest is just, God, so boring and so who cares?
Yeah.
And presented in such like a non, like, you know, it's the thriller with the least thrills I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. There's a self-defense moment that is fucking laughable in the movie. Where
was there? Because I don't remember a single one. But okay.
Yeah. Let's listen. I want to get into spoilers because anything worth talking about is in the third act.
Yeah.
If you want to see it and not get spoiled, I would say you'd really lower your expectations.
Yes.
And be prepared to see stuff you've seen before. It's very cliche with the stalker subgenre. It's not very fresh. I don't like. What would you say, Cecil, to somebody who perhaps is looking for a night out? Listen, they brought all the Oscar movies back this weekend, so fuck.
I mean,
that.
what is it technically up against? You know, like
Medea's funeral.
Oh Christ! I mean, it might make pity money just because of lack of everything else.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like it has a really huge thing to fight against it. You know, I think How to Train Your Dragon is still going to hang on. Like, you know, yeah, nothing Captain Marvel yet. I think Alita has kind of run its course at this point.
Felix, Chloe Grace Moretz does not get naked. There's no nudity. It's is this even R?
She's technically.
Oh, she's in a bathtub.
Yeah, in a bathtub. But yeah,
and doing one of these numbers. One of these. Oh, my arm is strategically like this.
Yeah, and well, and even so, like it's not the most flattering of things. Like, you know, they never really play up Chloe's sexuality in her movie.
Well, they play up. It Follows is.
Of course,
what's her tits?
Good reason.
She literally she works out in some scantily.
She's always in yoga pants and in a tank top.
Yeah, it looks like a bra with benefits. That fucking thing. Which, you know.
But yeah, no. So no, she doesn't get naked, and you know that's fine. I still feel like she's her voice is still so exactly the same as it was when she was Hit Girl that like I don't think it's going to take a lot for her to break into the you know, quote unquote sexy actress sort of motif.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. She's bridging the gap from child actress to regular actress, fine. But yeah, I don't think she's ever going to have that sexualized sort of look the way a lot of.
Yeah, she still has a doughy looking face. I don't know how to put that. She doesn't have a mature, like she's got a full face, like a peach shaped face, but like still has this innocence, or I don't know. I don't know what to.
No, she does. She's got that sort of round face that I think I even said that Tia Carrere had and never got rid of.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's just, you know, some girls have that kind of round.
So while not talking about sexuality and its competition, what would you say? Like, who would you recommend Greta to that like needs to be out in the movie theater this weekend?
I mean, look, for just a sheer lack of anything else like it, if you have, you know, $10 burning a hole in your pocket and 20 if you want to take someone with you, then go for it. But just know that it's a competently presented movie, but it is nothing that is going to blow your hair back. It's very by the numbers. It's you know, I would say run of the mill. It doesn't innovate as you want a movie to do. The acting, while okay, is just nothing that's like elevating the material by any stretch.
Right.
You know what I mean? So because of that, it all just kind of relatively falls apart. I mean, it is what it is, but when you walk out feeling like hollow, like, okay, that's, you know, but I got really not a lot got out of that. Like the glass was filled for about an hour, and then it's like Chinese food. This movie, you're hungry again very quickly afterwards.
Bad Chinese food. I mean,
right?
I don't know. I ate the Chinese wrapper by accident. Not very tasty. Ben Grimm's asking, movie pass worthy.
If you're not paying for it, sure. If you have literally nothing else to watch. I mean, I can think of plenty of movies I could recommend to you that here's the thing. This is still, even though it's a differently set up movie, this is still very Summer of '84, very Clove Hitch Killer, very much. We know that this person is evil, and it's just a matter of how the movie presents it to us over the course of the running time. So if you like that kind of movie, this is just another one of those. It's just nowhere near as good as those were. Summer of '84 and Clove Hitch Killer were really, really good examples of those kinds of movies, both coming out in the same year. And I would recommend them wholeheartedly. This one, it's stuff we've seen before in so many ways, and there's the decisions made by the characters are so much more questionable and frustrating.
So all right, so no, Raiders, it will not make the 1001 must-see movies. I can say that outright. You can make 1001 fucking thrillers. I don't think it makes the list.
No.
But really, I think the consensus here is look around, maybe do a little bit of homework on the movie if you must spend money on it. But we're going to get into spoilers now because I need to cleanse.
Let's do it. I need to cleanse.
Yeah. So this is your warning. Even though
fuck you to everyone that shows up after this point.
Yeah, sorry. Probably doing you a favor. All right, so spoilers. First things first, that like really kind of stuck out to me. This is a woman who apparently has done this before. This baiting with the purse and the train thing.
Right.
And when CGM opens the cabinet and she has a bunch of the purses, my first question was, why not have different purses? Why all the same type? 2, she locks the door to everywhere in her house, but she leaves the infamous purse that I'm going to draw people in cabinet open.
Yeah, true.
Okay,
we're pointing out plot holes at this point. No, no, I agree. And not only that, but it's like, okay, so there's a shit ton of purses in there. So she puts a Post-it on the back of the person that responded and then just files it away like a goddamn comic book long box.
Right.
So is it a new like those are just the collection of purses? Like she's not reusing them? And if so,
right,
has she killed all of these people, or is it just the one? And not only that, but the one that she supposedly killed, the body that's found is still alive. Right. So is she not actually killing any of them? Like, there's all of these questions that just never get answered.
Dude, and it's one room. So like you would imagine that if she's devoting time to capturing somebody, you can only do one at a time. So why does she have so many of these purses? See, like the purse thing, that was like, intro to the second act. That was fairly early in the movie. Like that's a thing that, could be the shocking climax to another movie. Mm-hmm. But it was presented so early where it's just like, all right, where are you going to go from here? Like it felt like they rushed into something only to take their time. Like that could have been something that was like done at like the hour 10 mark. But it was fairly early where CGM discovers the purse is.
Well, it's the catalyst for the entire movie. But the weird thing is how they just decided to not give an exact amount of time that CGM was captured, because it's like the friend like shows up, having set the trap, finds the purse, and then that's how she finds so you're telling me that the entire time that Chloe Grace Moretz is being stalked by this woman, knows exactly where she lives, she never passes along the address to her friend going like, hey, this is where this crazy bitch lives in case I disappear.
Right.
Because she's getting nuts. No, instead we have to wait literally the way they address it is, how long have I been missing? Too long.
Yeah.
Like that's as much as we get. So it's like, how long was her roommate like trying to ride subway trains, finding a purse, and how many girls in between? Obviously no girls in between. So clearly the lady's methods are ineffectual ultimately. You know, it's just like one every however long. Like, it's just so much stupidity when that's how your script is laid out. Ugh.
Yeah. There's also like what's her face gets followed from a bar or some shit. I'm trying to so Micah Monroe is her name. Her character name is Erica in the movie. Chloe Grace Moretz, name is Frances in the film, so I'll be referring to them as Frances and Erica. Erica, okay. her roommate, apparently Greta, title name, I should know that. Right. Apparently Greta is taking pictures of her from outside the bar and texting him to Frances, and
somehow the Flash keeping up with her.
Yeah. Yeah. She gets on a bus somehow, and how did Greta get on the bus to take a picture of her from way back?
She must have jumped on the back door, CP, of course.
Oh.
Because when the front door opens, the back door opens too. So yeah,
she's got a telephoto lens on that little Nokia phone of hers.
Oh, absolutely. And not only that, but even though it's clear that she did not get off at the same stop, she's somehow at the same final destination that the girl is, and like standing across the street. Like, so Greta can teleport is the thing. Like, she's clearly got supernatural abilities.
Oh, good point. Ben says, what's Greta's end game? Why is she doing this? Excellent question. She's got what children issues? Like, cause she kept her daughter like that. That's another thing. Apparently, Frances finds out that the daughter has been dead forever, and doesn't call her like on it. And when she does, like, it never becomes a thing again.
Well, no, because that's when she finds out, they decide that the game plan is to apologize to Greta and keep her in her life somehow by saying, "I'm sorry, I'll be back and we can discuss it then." Like, what kind of dumbass? Even
goes to her church. Yeah.
Even if it had worked, like you're still going to clearly have to deal with Greta. She's not going to forget about you. Oh, so stupid.
Yeah. I don't. There's just a couple of things like the daughter thing. Like, again, this is another thing that would be like third act, like finding out that the daughter is actually dead. Cool. They don't do it towards the end where it's like this crazy reveal. It's something that's done in the middle, maybe late second act, early third act. But it's just there are so many different moments where, like, in a different movie, it could be the big selling point or the big reveal, but there's like 3 or 4 of them where they're just kind of done and there's no real big to do about it. Like, in the beginning of the movie, when Frances first brings the purse to Greta and there's banging on the wall, and Greta says, "Oh, sorry, that's my neighbor." And I looked at Emily, I'm like, "Not a neighbor." And it's just like, yeah, all right. Why not have somebody, like, if you're gonna Chekhov's gun that so early, have somebody else in there that, like, makes it worth the while.
But we're intelligent viewers, like some people don't know. They're going to be surprised by that at the end, because they do have Greta say the exact same thing later on as she does here. Where she's like, "Come on, please, a little peace and quiet," and so they have her repeat the exact same line later when we know that CGM is there, and so it's it was so heavy-handed, but it was so obvious too. Like, immediately, I was like, so we're not trying to build up any suspense and all that.
The private investigator goes there. And again, if you're a private investigator, you'd be a little weirded out that you hear banging, and then the woman puts music on, manages to allow himself to get fucking killed. That's another moment where it's just like, you know, so Francis is in that room. You could, I don't know, like the private investigator's barely there, and then he gets killed, and like why that moment?
Yeah, I do not know, man. I do not know. That it seemed arbitrary, you know. It was just like they were either trying to pad out the running time with the private investigator thing, and then like, oh, you know, set up another false all is lost moment, and then just not follow through on it. It was just so pointless. All of it was so pointless.
See, I thought in my cliche thinking brain, I'm like, you know what, Erica, the roommate, she's gonna get kidnapped by this woman, and she's gonna have to, Francis is gonna have to go get her. Like I thought that's where we were going with the whole bus bar thing, but not.
Yeah, because at the end it's like, oh no, all of that shit you just invested, you know, 7 minutes into, nope, she gets away. It's not worth anything. It's like, no, that's the time that she's supposed to get taken. Like,
yeah, I would have figured that she would have got killed or kidnapped or something, because it seemed just so, like I said, cliched to have her be such a vapid character, and I don't, there's just strange choices made throughout the movie that, you know, is this movie kind of movie that pisses you off watching it because the choices made by the characters? I don't know about that so much. Is it? You're saying yes?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, just because like this is so dumb, like especially when they're like, here's how you get out of it. You go, you apologize to her, you tell her you're leaving town for a bit, but that you'll be back, and then she'll just move on to someone else. It's like, bitch, are you fucking kidding me? Like, does she seem like one that would just forget after a week? What are you talking about? Like, it was so stupid. And then the fact that she follows through on it, and the fact that she never once tries to fight back, like,
and the finger getting chopped off scene was just like, what? Here's some pretty mild gore for the sake of mild gore. Like, it was just so random.
At least it was shocking, you know.
Yeah. All right. I wouldn't say that the choices made by the characters frustrate me so much as I'm saying this because, well, it's in the script. Again, I'll go back to the fucking bartender line. Oh, is that your stalker? Yeah. Good luck. Wait, what?
Yeah. The writing is very half-assed. Like, it's like the script is like, all right, bitch, do what you got to do. Like, we'll see what we throw at you.
Yeah.
Like,
and now they're talking about the yoga pants with a bunch of puns.
Yeah, it's just not worth your time, man. There's just so much better you could be spending your time on in this day and age.
Yeah. See, I'm trying to figure out like who would benefit from watching this movie, and it's just, dude, I get hand that rocks the cradle. Fucking insert Unsane just came out last year. Better movie. Like, I don't. The only difference, I'm trying to think of a movie where there's a bit of a fishing element to the stalking. It's kind of odd for, like, I'll have to ask Evelyn because she's been, you know, studying this at great length over the last couple of years. But, you know, why would somebody fish somebody out to stalk them? Like, a stalking, from what I understand, is more of a, you know, you find somebody, you get yourself infatuated with them, you know, rather than just leave bait and a train, which we do see. She does leave a purse, and she's like trying to pick out who she's going to leave the purse near.
Right.
And Emma's like, that's not the way it works. I'm like, oh yeah. I don't know. There's a bunch of things like Claire Grace Moretz is from Boston, And there's a
Doesn't
line.
have a Boston accent at all.
Right. It doesn't have a Boston accent. There's also a line where somebody says something where it's just like, oh, you're going to have a hard time in New York City. And I'm like, Boston's like the same fucking thing. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, that there was really so many things in the script that just pull you immediately out of the movie because you're like, wait, what? Like, and that's terrible outside of the fact that even if the things that were being said didn't pull you out of the movie, that the story is still not engaging. That's just it's a bad combination, man. It's a bad combination.
Ben is saying Unbreakable is kind of a fishing stalker story.
Yeah, no, I
Really?
can see that. Well, yeah, because he was fishing, he was just killing people until he found a guy that didn't die, and then he became obsessed with him. I could see that. I'll give him that.
All right.
Don't be a dick, CP.
I'm not being a dick. I'm just trying to. Yeah, no. So I'm just confused at the choices. I looked at the score. It's got a pretty decent score on Letterboxd. People are singing the praise. Yeah, people are singing the praise. Which, by the way, there's a shot in this movie that completely copies / emulates It Follows, and it still uses Maika Monroe, the same actresses in a very similar shot in this movie.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
That's neither here nor there. But Neil Jordan, the director, known for The Crying Game, Interview with a Vampire.
I would take Interview with a Vampire over this any day of the week.
Yeah, right. But
this was just trash, man.
yeah, not good. So far, it's my least favorite of the year so far.
Yeah, honestly, I between this and The Prodigy, did you see The Prodigy?
No.
See, The Prodigy is also pretty bad though. But I think I actually had The Prodigy actually committed to an ending where we were like, oh, okay. So I think I'll give that to this. I think this might be the worst one I've seen this year so far. That's saying a lot. But honestly, the trailer reaction when we did it, none of us were like, ooh, we got to see this. I saw Spooky put up her video and she said it was one of her top 5 most anticipated for the year. I'm like, Jesus, really? Wow. Based on that trailer? Oof, I don't get it. But like that and Velvet Buzzsaw, I'm like, you're having a rough year, Spooky. Man, Velvet Buzzsaw was trash too. So I don't know. I still think this is worse than Velvet Buzzsaw even. Velvet Buzzsaw at least had some artistic stuff you could look at and enjoy.
Artistic.
Yeah, exactly.
John Collins says Greta domestic total as of March 1st, 1.6 million. Yeah, it's only been out a day, so might take 5 million this weekend. Might.
I mean, how much did it cost though? That's gonna be a big flop though.
Yeah. There's no investment. I think I just didn't. There was a point where I just was like, all right, just get there already. I know she's gonna get caught and someone's gonna have to save her. Just let's go. Let's go. That's
the problem. It's so old school where she's literally just the damsel in distress. She doesn't do any fighting. I couldn't even consider her a final girl because she does no fighting back at all. Like,
oh, dude. And then there's this scene at the very end where they have Greta locked in the box and they're just hanging out in her house. Like, what the fuck?
No kidding. And then like, what's next? We call the cops. No shit, bitch. You haven't done that yet? What are you doing?
Yeah.
You use a little fucking Eiffel Tower statue like it's a goddamn pin, and it's not. It's clearly misshapen, so clearly a little bit of juggling is going to drop it out.
And they give you that little Inception ending where it's just like, oh really?
Does she get out? Yes, she gets out. Are you kidding me? Did you see the lengths to which they put her in there?
Yeah.
It's not much. Like, it's so bad. The movie's just so bad and so unentertaining.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you could tell, like, they think they're doing some hot shit stuff. And it's just like, nope. You don't get that from me. What's up? My worst of 2019 is Climax. Is that
Oh crap!
that's with what's it? That's the guy who directed Irreversible. Gaspar Noé, right?
I don't know. We did a trailer reaction to Climax, but I don't remember it, and I'm not. I have it on my list to watch for this year, but I don't. I'm not excited about it.
Yeah, Gaspar Noé is pretty gimmicky. I don't know. Emily and I are going to be recording what she'll have to say first. So look for that. A double dose of Greta on this channel.
Enjoy.
Yeah. And any last things to say, Cecil?
Don't waste your time or money on this one in the theater by any stretch. Watch it if it's available for free on your streaming service in 4 months.
4 months. That's generous.
3 months. Actually, you're right. It's not like it's gonna have the longest theatrical run. It'll be out there probably 2 weeks at the most.
It'll be digital by April. I'm almost.
Yeah, you know what? That would. Oh God, isn't it so weird that that's like the barometer at this point? It's like how quickly can we have it in our hot little hands as a determination of how good a movie is.
Have you? So our trailer package was interesting. Pet Sematary trailer 2, Us, which I'm really intrigued. I just think it's funny that Jordan Peele does this Twilight Zone movie, and now he's hosting Twilight Zone. It's just kind of intriguing. And then that movie with Dennis Quaid. What the fuck's the title
The
of
Intruder?
it? Yeah. Do you think that, from what we've seen of that, do you think that's a little heavy-handed? A little?
I think so, and we're gonna get a screening of that too. We already found that out, and I'm not excited to watch that either. I don't like these kinds of movies generally, so I don't know.
Hollywood wants to stop being labeled as this liberal machine, but Dennis Quaid, like I'm just going on the trailer too, mind you. The subtext is so it's there, that he thinks the house is still his. He doesn't want people doing anything to his house. He's a white guy wearing a red hat, and it's just like, you get it. It's a black couple moving into his old house.
God,
and he doesn't want people living.
Like that.
Oh, really?
I hadn't. No, I don't see race, CP.
Just way. I
honestly hadn't seen that. That is pretty aggressive. Good Lord.
Brightburn is one that's got me very interested.
Brightburn looks great. That looks great. There's a bunch of movies that could be very good. I'm on board for it, obviously. I'm way on board for both iterations of Chucky. I'm excited about that.
Sure, people are going crazy. That's ridiculous.
I don't understand why people are so upset about that, but I can appreciate Cody's turning into Lee as Cody with his Child's Play videos is turning into Lee with his Halloween videos.
Oh, Cody's a big Chucky guy. So,
I know. He's a big Halloween guy.
Yeah. Listen, if Friday the 13th had some news to report on, maybe I'd be a big titted whore.
It's really just because I'm jealous because he did that, and I was like, "Fuck, that's a video I could have done." Like, because I really love Chucky too, so I don't know. I'm on board for it. I want to watch the Critters movies leading up to this shitty Critters series we reacted to yesterday. Yeah, that one doesn't look good, but I am actually quite excited about a lot that we're getting this year. So this shit is not like all of the original shit is shit I don't care about this year, which is like not the way we should be as horror fans. We should be like encouraging original shit, but I mean, when it's not done well, you can't praise a dog that's not doing its job right.
Yeah. I think we've gotten spoiled the last couple of years where something incredible has come out by this time in the calendar year, and this is a year where that's just not the case. This time last year, we already had 2 movies that were in my top 5 for the year. Annihilation and Game Night were in my top 5, and they were February releases. And Black Panther, a lot of other people have that in their top 5. Solid movies by this time last year, and we don't really have one yet.
Yeah, I liked Annihilation. I didn't see Game Night.
Oh, dude, funny movie.
Was Tag any good? makes me think of that.
No.
Really? Not at all?
I mean, no.
Okay. Well, I don't know. They're both about games, in my opinion.
Oh, what a terrible comparison. No. Hello, gentlemen. I'm here now, so it's only right to recognize that. Hello, Bernie.
Hello, Bernie.
We recognized it. Yeah, Ben Grimm saying Game Night is hilarious. Yeah, even the year before, we had Get Out by this point.
True.
Deadpool was a couple years ago.
We had Split last year or 2 years ago.
Right.
And then, we got the shitty follow-up this year that people still seem to like.
You
okay there? What's going on?
No, listen. Missed opportunity. If Glass is the best of 2019, that's...
Oh, God, no. Oh.
Yikes. So, I don't know. This week we got Captain Marvel.
Or not.
Hey.
That I'm not sure which I'm less excited about, to be honest with you.
Captain Marvel or what?
Captain Marvel or literally anything else. No, honestly, yeah, it's honestly the first Marvel movie that I just don't give two shits about at all. I've never been a big Carol Danvers fan, and I don't know, not a huge fan of how everything is played out in the media with her. And
again, this Hollywood, this pendulum swing going the other direction. It's just like, come on, guys, this is obnoxious.
It's really crazy, and it's I don't understand some of the decisions that they're making just to be super woke. You know what I mean?
Dude. Right. It's just like, shut the fuck up. Just make a good fucking movie. Like congratulations, you won the fucking woke war on Twitter, but like, now what? How about the movie? How about the fucking movie? Can you make a good movie?
Yeah, I just don't have a lot of hope. I mean, it's a weak character that they're trying to literally pump up so much and say that, oh no, she's stronger than Thanos, and it's like, oh, really? That's where we're going at this point? Like, no. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's just I'm not excited about it. And I mean, what else is up against it anyway?
Nothing. It's wide open this week.
Yeah, so it's
100 million. Massive
total or opening weekend?
Opening weekend. No?
Really? I don't know. No? I would think between 80 and 100 before I'd say over 100.
Well, I said 100 flat, but I'll agree. I'll agree with you. I mean, like, how long has it been since we've had a straight? So we got Aquaman in December, so it's only been 2+ months.
Well, and that one, and that one kicked ass for sure.
Yeah,
as far as success goes.
I'm just trying to think like, if there's any sort of Avengers associated hype to it, it might do all right, if only for that. But I don't know. I am fatigued from the superhero fatigue, so I'm not the right person to talk about it. And all this white noise is just kind of making me hate everything about the process.
Yeah, it's gotten just into a weird place at this point. Less about the movies, and it's all about the shit surrounding them now.
Look, it's a girl, and her co-star is a black alien that is from planet Nebulon, and fucking isn't that awesome? See, we're being inclusive. Yeah, okay. What's the story like? Cool.
Well, not only that, but she's so like Bree's wokeness in the media is just ridiculous because like the whole I want to be inclusive. I don't want to have any white male journalists, being covering. And it's like, like it's segmenting your audience and saying that you don't think the star of your movie doesn't think that the opinions of a vast majority of the audience matter. And it's like, I get it. I get the idea of trying to be woke, but white dudes that love comics are the reason that these movies have gotten made.
Yep. Yep. It is a business. It is a business first. Yeah. I don't know. Just so fucking silly.
It is.
Like I said, it's you know, there's this pendulum, and they're overcompensating from the overcompensation in the other direction, and it's just like, guys, you're getting further and further apart, while us people that really don't give a fuck are just like, both of you just shut the fuck up. How about that?
Yeah, that's the most succinct way to put it.
Yeah, just shut the fuck up. Everybody shut the fuck up. So this has gone far away from Greta. Can you tell how much it stuck with me that
Yeah, it's not worth talking about for that long. That's why I was like pulling teeth getting me to jump on here to talk about
it. All right, so we'll shut this down because we're not talking about Greta anymore. Maybe we'll, I don't know, maybe you want to go talk about something else. But we'll have to divorce this from any other talk. Cecil, what do you got coming up?
I have the usual stuff.
85 trailer reactions. 82 of which you'll see me get staggered released into.
Yeah, no, not that many trailers recently. So we are just kind of catching up on stuff. We've got we're preparing for our Mad Monster coverage. So we're going to have 4 horror artist interviews, and then we're going to be presenting highlights from a bunch of different celebrity Q&A panels. So we'll be presenting a little bit from the James Jude Courtney panel, a little bit from the Miko Hughes panel, a little bit from the Doug Jones panel. All the panels they had there, we'll be able to present a little bit of highlights from in order to sort of drive people over to the full panels, but it's still going to be a good 10, 15, 20 minutes worth of sweet celebrity content coming up. You know how much I love that stuff, CP. So so yeah, stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up in addition to our regular content and the 2 Hail to Stephen Kings a week, including the one that Fuego should be putting up in the very, very near future tonight here.
Cool. The channel's down below. The channel name is The Horror Show. And I don't know, we might see it real soon.
Thanks for having me on, CP.
Thanks for BSing with me.
Yeah, man.
Toodles, everything.